Hello, everybody. Scooty007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 6-16 San Francisco Giants taking on the 16-6 San Diego Padres. This is game 2 of a 2-game series between the Giants and the Padres. Giants looking to split the series. Padres looking to sweep the series. Who's going to come out on top? We're going to find out in 9 innings time. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the San Francisco Giants. Leading off, the left fielder, Fred Lewis. Batting second, the right fielder, Eugenio Velez. Batting third, the first baseman, John Broker. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the second baseman, Ray Durham. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Aaron Rowland. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Rich Alora. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Emmanuel Briss. Batting eighth, the catcher, Steve Holm. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Tim Lincecum. On the mound for the Padres, it is Chris Young. Comes into today's game with a 2.25 ERA, 4 wins and no losses. He's pitched 24 innings, allowed 19 hits, 20 strikeouts, and 10 walks. We're here at Petco Park, which gives a +1 to strikeouts, nothing to walks, and nothing to home runs. And with that, the home plate umpire dusts off home plate as Fred Lewis makes his way into the batter's box. He's batting a 206, and here is the first pitch of the game. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a blank. Now, the reason we consider that a blank is Fred Lewis is a left-handed batter. So, on the pitcher card, we look to the left-handed side of the slash. And right now, we consider that a blank. For Lewis, 2-6, column 2, row 6. That's going to be a single down the third baseline. Kuzmanov can't make the play in time. And with that, Fred Lewis leads off with a base hit. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the San Diego Padres. McAnually will be out there in left field, Edmonds in center, Giles at right field going around the horn, Kuzmanov on third, Green at short, Iguchi's on second, Gonzalez at first, behind the plate will be Broad, and on the mound will be Chris. Eugenio Velez batting a 308. Strategy roll. Anytime we have a runner on base, we will roll for strategy. That is a 15. The infield is at double play depth, and here is the pitch. Velez being a switch hitter, he's batting left, and that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a walk on a 1-3. That is a 2, and that is going to be good for a walk. Runners on first and second. That's going to bring up John Broker, batting at 219. Strategy roll is a 4. And here is the pitch. Infield still at double play depth. 3-6, column 3, row 6. Walk plus. Now, on a walk plus, we add 10 to the range. Plus the 1 for Petco Park. That's going to be an 11. That's going to be a 16, that's going to be a 12, and that is going to load the bases. So bases are loaded as Ray Durham comes up. He's batting a 289. Strategy roll is a 2. Infield now playing in, and here is the pitch. Durham 6-3, column 6, row 3, that is a blank. Durham being a switch hitter, he's batting left. And that is going to be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. It's a fly ball out there to Giles. He'll make the catch. And that is a failed SF roll on the chart. That's going to be a 2, which makes the base run rating a 5. That's going to be a 3. And with that, Lewis will score on a sac fly to Giles. And the Giants strike first. They're on the board, 1-0. Aaron Rowland batting a 317. Strategy rolls at 11. Infield back to double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-1. Column 5, row 1. Strikeout plus. Same as a walk plus. In this case, we add the 11. That's going to be a 22. That's going to be a 6. Struck him out looking. So struck him out. That's going to be 2 outs. And with 2 outs, that's going to be a +1. That's going to be a +2. That's going to be a 16 or less. It is a steal attempt. They are going to send him. And that is going to be a 10. That's a 16. So stolen base, that's going to be a +1. And +1 from the pitch, from the catcher. That's where we get the +2. That is a 16. And with that, Valdez will successfully steal third. Rich Allura batting a 207. Strategy roll is a 3. And here is the pitch. 2-5, column 2, row 5, double star. Now, in the actual tabletop game, on a double star, you're going to roll 1d6. That'll determine the auto out. And in this case, in the PC game, it'll randomly choose it, and that's going to be an auto out to right field. Giles will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on for the Giants. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the San Diego Padres. Leading off, the right fielder, Brian Giles. Batting second, the left fielder, Paul McAnally. Batting third, the first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the third baseman, Kevin Kuzminoff. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Jim Edmonds. Batting sixth, the catcher, Josh Broad. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Kali Green. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Tadahoti Iguchi. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Chris Young. On the mound for the Giants, it is Tin Lincecum. He comes into the game with a 2.14 ERA, 1 win and 1 loss. He's pitched 21 innings, allowed 18 hits, 19 strikeouts, and 7 walks. And with that, Brian Giles steps up to the batter's box. He's batting a 236, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. And that is an @ symbol. So, on the result of an @ symbol, we'll consult the ballpark card. So that's what the @ symbol means. It is at the ballpark. So with that, we're going to go to Petco Park to resolve the play. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. Pop up to home. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. And let's take a look at the starting defense for the San Francisco Giants. Lewis will be out there in left field. Rowland will be in center. Valdez at right. Going around the horn, Allura will be on third. Briss at short. Durham's on second. Brokaw at first. Home behind the plate. And Tin Lincecum is on the mound. Paul McAnally batting a 222, and here is the pitch. 1 out, nobody on. 6-6, column 6, row 6. That's going to be a wild pitch. It's a foul ball as he'll smack it into the dugout. 5-4, column 5, row 4. Strikeout on a 1-14. That is a 6. Struck him out. and 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Adrian Gonzalez batting a .277. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. It's a wild pitch. It's a foul ball. So we're going to re-roll. 6-1, column 6, row 1, strikeout on a 1-12. That is a 12. Struck him out on a full count. And that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, it's Giants 1, Padres nothing. We go to the top of the second. Emmanuel Briss, Steve Holm, and Tin Lincomb due up for the Giants. Emmanuel Briss, and here is the pitch. Briss 3-2, column 3, row 2. Strikeout plus on a 1-17. That is an 8. Struck him out looking. And that's going to bring up Steve Holm. Holm batting a .417, and here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1. Hit by pitch on a 1-15. That's going to be a -7. The 8 is in range. And with that, Holmes gets hit by the pitch. So he's awarded first base as Tin Lincomb comes up. Infield at double play up with 1 out. Strategy roll is an 18. So that is going to be a bunting. So they're going to bunt him. Lincomb, here is the pitch. Bunt rating of a 1, so an 18 and 19 on a bunt rating of 1. It does count as a bunt, so we are bunting him. 5-4, column 5, row 4. Home run chance popped up for an out. Row 1d6 versus the lead runner's BR. If roll not high, the batter. If roll higher than the base run rating, the batter is out. That is going to be a 0. So we're going to click on that to resolve the play. Now, that is a 2. That is a 1. The die roll is a 4. So that is going to be a force out. Two outs, and that's going to retire the side. It's going to be a double play out. And with that, that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. And none left on. It's a crazy inning that was. We go to the bottom of the second. Kevin Kuzminoff, Jim Edmonds, and Josh Burrow due up for the Padres. Kevin Kuzminoff batting a .215. The pitch, 5-5, column 5, row 5. That's going to be a range play. Now, on a range play, we check the first number of the outfielder's arm. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. Fly ball to Valles. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 4. Valles can't make the play. That's going to be good for a single. And it will get past him, but Valles will pick it up, throw it over to Durham, and they'll hold Kuzminoff at first. Jude Edmonds is up. He's batting a .250. Infield is at double play depth. Strategy roll is a 6. Padres holding off, and here is the pitch. 5-5, column 5, row 5. Once again, that's going to be a range play. 5-6, column 5, row 6. That's going to be a single past Durham. His range is a 0. And with that, Edmonds will easily make it to first. Kuzminoff to second. He'll hold. He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 3 through 6. Josh Broad batting a 226. Strategy roll is a 7. Infield double play depth, and here is the pitch with no outs. 2-2, column 2, row 2. That's going to be a walk on a 1 to 10. That is a 9, and that is going to be good for a walk. So that'll load the bases as Kylie Green will come up. He's batting a 219. Here's the pitch. 5-6, column 5, row 6. That's going to be a wild pitch. On a 1 to 15, it's a wild pitch. On a 16 to 18, it's a passed ball. It's a 12, it's a wild pitch. And that is going to score Kuzmanov as he'll tie the game up. It's 1-1 on a wild pitch. 1-4, column 1, row 4. That's going to be a double to Lewis. Lewis goes back off the wall. It's a 2-run double. It's now 3-1 Padres as they come back to take a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the second. And with that, strategy roll is a 1 as Higuchi will step up. He's batting a 247. Strategy roll 1, infield at normal depth. It's a steal attempt. 17, that's going to be what Green is right. That's going to be a +2. That makes it a 19. That's going to be a 2. We will check for an error on home. Home error rating is a 0. So basically, Green is safe with a steal at third. Does not get the throwing error to come home. And with that, the Padres have a runner 90 feet away. The pitch to Higuchi with no outs. 5-1, column 5, row 1. Strikeout plus on a 1 to 21. That is a 5. That is a 5. Struck him out looking. And 1 away. And strategy roll is a 17. It's going to be a squeeze play. Chris Young is up. He's batting a 182. They're going to put the squeeze on. And that's going to be a 5-2. Column 5, row 2. Strikeout. Popped up for the out. Runner at third. Out as well. That's going to be a 3. That's going to be a 1. And that is going to be a double play. And that will retire the set. And that retires the side. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and none left on. After 2, it's Padres 3, Giants 1. Go to the top of the order. Fred Lewis, Eugenio Velez, and John Brokaw due up for the Giants. Fred Lewis, 1 for 1 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6. Walk plus on a 1 to 20. Remember, we add 10 for the walk plus. 10, that is a 20, and that's going to be good for a walk for Fred Lewis. Strategy roll is a 5 as Eugenio Velez steps up. He walked his last time up. It's a steal attempt. 1-1. It's a 2. That's going to make it a 17. They are going to send him. That's a 17. That is a 4. And with that, Fred Lewis will get over into scoring position. Here is the pitch to Eugenio Velez. Velez 2-6, column 2, row 6. Strikeout on a 1 to 9. The 18 is too high. 2-6, column 2, row 6. Power hit to McAnually. Now, on a 1 to 3, it's a single. On a 4 to 11, it's a double. A 12 to 13, it's a triple. It's a 19, it's a flyout. McAnually will make the catch. Lewis will hold, and that'll put 1 away. And with that, John Brokaw is up. He walked his last time up. Strategy roll is an 11. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a walk on a 1-6. That is a 6. And that's going to put Brokaw on first. So, runners on first and second. Infield is at double play depth. Ryan Durham is up. He has an RBI. Strategy roll is a 12, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6, walk plus on a 1-23. That's a 13, and that'll load the bases. So bases are loaded, and that's going to bring up Aaron Rowland. 0 for 1, struck out his last time up, 1 out. Strategy roll 16, infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. 3-2, column 3, row 2, strikeout plus on a 1-22. That's a 7. Struck him out looking. And that'll put 2 away. Rich Alora up. He's 0 for 1. Base is still loaded. Strategy roll is a 5, and the infield's at normal depth. And here is the pitch. 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a walk on a 1-7. The 18 is too high. 2-6, column 2, row 6. It's a double to Giles. So the Giants take the lead. 2 runs scored. Lewis scores. Brokaw scores. Durham goes to third. Base run rating is a 6. And on a 6, the runner advances. There is no throw. And with that, the Giants score 3 on an RBI double by Rich Alora. It's 4-3. The Giants flip the scoreboard. And with that, Emmanuel Briss is up. He's 0 for 1. Struck out his last time up. Strategy roll 19, infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. Double question mark now. On a double question mark, that is the only thing we follow right now. On a double star, it's a 1-5. That is a 10 out of the range. 2-6, column 2, row 6. It's a single past Iguchi. Alora will go to third. As he waved around home, he'll go from second to home on a base run rating of a 2-6. That is a 3. It's an RBI single by Emmanuel Briss. And the Giants now have a 2-run lead. It's 5-3. Two outs, strategy roll is a 1, and Steve Holm comes up. 1-1, that makes it a 2. That's going to be a 16 or less. They are going to send him. That's a, excuse me there. That's a 16. Stealing die roll is a 5. He'll steal second. And with that, Briss will get into scoring position. Here is the pitch to Steve Holm. 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Holmes 6-3, column 6, row 3, strikeout plus on a 1-20. That is an 11. Struck him out looking. So 4 runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the third, and it's the top of the order for the Padres. Brian Giles, Paul McAnually, and Adrian Gonzalez due up for the Friars. Brian Giles 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Top of the order as we go to the bottom of the third. Giles 6-6 from Tin Lincoln. That's going to be a wild pitch. It's a foul ball. So we're going to re-roll. 4-1, column 4, row 1. Home run chance on a 1-8. That is a 7. We need a 10 or less. It's a 15. It's too high. It's outside of the range. 3-4, column 3, row 4. Double star 1, ground ball to Durham. Durham will make the catch, throw it over to Broker, and puts one away. Paul McAnally is 0 for 1, struck out his last time up. And here is the pitch. 5-1, column 5, row 1. Strikeout on a 1 to strikeout plus. 1 to 24, that's a 15. Struck him out looking. And that'll be 2 away, and that's going to bring up Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 1, struck out his last time up, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That's a range play. Whose range are we checking? 4-2, column 4, row 2. That's going to be a single past Brokel. His range is on a 1 to 3. That's going to be a 3. It doesn't matter. He'll make the catch, tag the plate as Lincoln comes over. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, as the Giants retire the Padres in order. 3 up, 3 down. Very easy to score. After 3, it's Giants 5, Padres 3. We go to the top of the 4th. Tim Lincoln, Fred Lewis, and Eugenio Velez due up for the Giants. Chris Young can face 7 more batters before he's considered tired. Tim Lincoln, 0 for 1, and the pitch. 5-5, column 5, row 5. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Petco Park for the play. 6-1, column 6, row 1. Ground ball to Iguchi. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Gonzalez. And that is out number 1, and we go to the top of the order. Fred Lewis, 1 for 1 with a walk and 2 runs, and here is the pitch. 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 14. That is an 8. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away, and that's going to bring up Eugenio Velez. 0 for 1, walked his last time up, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Walk plus on a 1 to 13. That is an 11, and that is going to be good for a walk. So, as Velez will get on first by a walk, Tom Broker comes up. He's got 2 walks and a run scored. Strategy roll is a 5. It is a steal attempt. That's going to be a 14, 15, 16. They are going to send him with 2 outs. It's an 18. That's a 6. He got caught stealing. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Kevin Kuzminoff, Jim Edmonds, and Josh Broad due up for the Padres. Kevin Kuzminoff, 1 for 1 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2, walk on a 1 to 4. The 19 is too high. 3-3, column 3, row 3, fly ball back there to Roland. Roland goes back, makes the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Jim Edmonds, 1 for 1 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. Pitch to Edmonds, 2-4, column 2, row 4, strikeout plus on a 1 to 22. That is a 1. Struck him out looking. And he gets it with the slow ball. Josh Broad, walk and a run scored, and here is the pitch. Nobody on and 2 outs. 1-4, column 1, row 4, strikeout on a 1 to 7. That is a 2. Struck him out. And with that, Tim Lincoln strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 up, 3 down. After 4, it's Giants 5, Padres 3. We go to the top of the 5th. John Brokaw, Ray Durham, and Aaron Rowland due up for the Giants. Crispy Young can face 3 more batters before he's considered tired. John Brokaw 0 for with 2 walks and a run scored. And here is the pitch. 5-5, column 5, row 5. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Petco Park. 4-6, column 4, row 6, fly ball back there to McAnally. He'll make the catch, and that'll be 1 away. Ray Durham is up. He has a walk, a run, and an RBI, and here is the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6, strikeout on a 1-11. That is a 6. Struck him out. And with that, Aaron Rowland 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a blank. Rowland 1-2, column 1, row 2. Ground ball down the third baseline. Kuzmanov will make the catch there, throw it over to Gonzalez. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors as the Padres retire the Giants in order. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Carly Green, Iguchi, and Chris Young due up for the Padres. Carly Green 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI, and here is the pitch. 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a blank. 3-3, column 3, row 3. Ground ball to the shortstop to Briss. He'll make the catch, and that'll be 1 away. Iguchi 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. Iguchi 6-2, column 6, row 2. Wild pitch. It's a foul ball. So we're going to re-roll the dice there. It's a foul ball. 3-4, column 3, row 4. Strikeout on a 1. It's a strikeout plus on a 1-21. That's a 16. Struck him out looking. And that's 7 straight strikeouts for Tim Lincomb. And that's going to bring up Chris Young. 0 for 1 with a strike. 0 for 1. And here is the pitch. Nobody on. 4-1. Column 4, row 1. Home run on a 1-16. However, the 17 is too high. And that's going to be a 4-5. Column 4, row 5. Ground ball up the middle to Tim. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. As the Padres go down in order after 5. It's Giants 5. Padres 3, we go to the top of the 6th. Rich Allure, Edmund Briss, and Steve Holm due up for the Giants. And we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Padres. As Chris is now tired. And they are going to bring in Clay Hensley. That is his card. Hensley will come into the game with a 2.47 ERA. No wins and no losses. He's pitched 7 1/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats for Chris Young, he went 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a 3.41. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Giants. Rich Allure 1 for 2 with a double, a run, and 3 RBIs, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a strikeout on a 1-8. That is a 6. Struck him out. And that's going to be 1 away. Emmanuel Briss, 1 for 2 with a strikeout and an RBI, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6, strikeout on a 1-7. That is a 3. Struck him out. 2 away, and that's going to bring up Steve Holm. Holm is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. Pitch to Holm, 1-5, column 1, row 5. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Petco Park. And that is going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5, double star 4. Fly ball back there to Edmonds. Edmonds goes back to the wall, eyes it up, makes the catch on the warning track, and that will retire the side. So the Padres retire the Giants in order, 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and it's the top of the order for the Padres. Brian Giles, Paul McAnally, and Adrian Gonzalez drew up for the Padres. Brian Giles, 0 for 2, and here's the pitch. 1-5, column 1, row 5, walk on a 1-14. That is a 12, and that's going to be good for a walk. And with that, Paul McAnally is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Strategy roll is a 4. Padres holding off, and the pitch. 2-5, column 2, row 5, walk plus on a 1-27. That is a 1, and that is going to be good for a walk. So that's the 3rd walk allowed by Tin Lincom. Strategy roll now 17, runners on 1st and 2nd. Adrian Gonzalez due up. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Infield double play depth 1-4, column 1, row 4. Strikeout on a 1-12. The 13 is too high. 1-5, column 1, row 5. Ground ball to a third to Durham. He'll make the catch. It is going to be a fielder's choice, so on a roll of a 6, Briss being the pivot, 1-0, that makes it a 5-6. So with that, Giles will go to 3rd, McAnally goes to 1st, and the out is at 2nd, so 1 out. Runners now on 2nd and 3rd. Kevin Kuzminoff due up as he makes his way to the batter's box. He's 1 for 2 today with a run scored. Strategy rolls a 13, and here is the pitch. 2-4, column 2, row 4. Strikeout plus on a 1-22. That is a 19. Struck him out. That's 8 strikeouts for today for Tin Lincom. Jim Edmonds is up. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a run. Strategy roll is a 10, 2 outs. And with 2 outs, remember, we add a +1 to the base run rating. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Petco Park, and that is going to be a range check on a 2-5, column 2, row 5. Single to Roland. His range is a 3. That is a 3. Lewis is coming over. Valles comes over as well. Roland waves him off. He sees it, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on. After 6, it's Giants 5, Padres 3. We go to the top of the 7th. Tin Lincom, Fred Lewis, and Eugenio Valles due up for the Giants. And with that, Lincom still good on the mound. He can face 5 more batters, so most likely this is going to be his last inning, so they are going to let him pitch. I'll take the hit here. Lincom 0 for 2, and here's the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a strikeout on a 1-25. That is an 18. Struck him out. So it's Lincom, Lewis, and Velez due up. 1 out. We go to the top of the order. Fred Lewis, 1 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and 2 runs. And here is the pitch. That is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2, hit by pitch. That is a 0. Hensley will give a -3. 19 out of range. 19's too high. 6-4, column 6, row 4, ground ball down the first baseline to Gonzalez. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. Eugenio Velez is 0 for 1 with 2 walks, and here is the pitch. 5-1, column 5, row 1. That is a blank. Velez batting left. 6-2, column 6, row 2. It's a ground ball to Green. Green will make the catch, throw it to Gonzalez, and that'll be out number 3. And Singh, take me out to the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors as the Padres retire the Giants in order, 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Josh Broad, Carly Green, and Iguchi due up for the Padres. Tim Lincom going back out there on the mound. He can face 5 more batters before he's considered tired. And let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here at Petco Park. Giants came out strong, scoring a run in the first. Then they came back and scored 4 in the third. 5 runs on 3 hits and no errors. The Padres scoring only 3 runs in the second, 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Broad, Green, and Iguchi due up for the Padres. Josh Broad is 0 for 1 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. Adding the pitch. 5-6, column 5, row 6. Wild pitch. It's a foul ball. We're going to re-roll the dice. 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a strikeout plus. Broad being a switch hitter, so he's batting left. That's a 17. That is a 12. Struck him out. And that'll be 1 away. Carly Green is 1 for 2 with a double and 2 RBIs, and here is the pitch. Green, 5-2, column 5, row 2. Strikeout on a 1-13. That is a 9. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. Iguchi is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and here is the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3, strikeout on a 1-11. That is a 4, and Tim Lincom has once again struck out the side, 3 up, 3 down. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Giants retire the Padres in order. A very easy inning to score there. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 7, it's Giants 5, Padres 3. We go to the top of the 8th. John Broker, Ray Durham, and Aaron Rowland due up. Clay Hensley done. They are going to pull him. Go to the top of the 8th. And they are going to bring in Brian Cordy. That is his card. Cordy will come in. Actually, not Cordy. They're going to bring in Mike. Actually, they're going to bring in Heath Bell. That is his card. Bell coming into the game with a 1.29 ERA. He's pitched 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, 12 strikeouts, and 1 walk. No wins and no losses just yet. Take a look at the stats here for Clay Hensley. He went 2 innings, allowed 3 strikeouts, an ERA of a 1.94. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Giants. John Broker is 0 for 1 with 2 with 2 walks and a run scored. They are going to, and the Padres are going to make some changes here. Giles coming out at right field. They are going to bring in Jody Gurritt. In left field, they are going to bring in Drew Makakis. And at third base, they're going to bring in Chase Headley. So those are the changes they're going to make. And they are going to do a double switch. So that is the order there. So we do have Judy Gurritt playing now in right field. Drew Makakis will be in left field, and Chase Headley will be on third. John Broker is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run. They're going to let him take the hit, and here is the pitch. 4-5, column 4, row 5, possible error. So on an error, we are going to check the number in the brackets. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Ground ball up the middle to Bell. Bell will make the catch. Error range for Bell is a 0. 17, too high, no error there. And out number 1. Ray Durham is 0 for 1 with a walk, a strikeout, a run, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6. Double start, fly ball back to Makakis. He'll go back to the wall, makes the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Aaron Rowland, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Rowland, they are going to let Rowland take the hit here. And that's going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, strikeout on a 1-12. The 13 is too high. Rowland, 5-3, column 5, row 3, ground ball down the third baseline to Headley. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors as the Padres retire the Giants in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Keith Bell, Jim Edmonds, and Drew Makakis due up. And with that, the Giants do have a new pitcher on the mound. Tim Lincomb coming out. And they're going to bring in Jack Trashnier. I apologize if I butchered the name. So Jack will come into the game with a 7.20 ERA, 1 win and no loss. He's pitched 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Tim Lincomb. He went 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 2.57. So 9-1-2 in the lineup. Heath Bell not going to take the hit. Justin Huber will come in to pinch hit. Huber batting in 083, and here is the pitch. 6-4, column 6, row 4. Possible error. 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a single to Briss. His range is on his error range, a 1 to 13. It's an 8. No error check is made on infield singles. The batter is thrown out at first. Briss makes the catch. 1 humps it over to Brokaw. And that is out number 1. And we go to the top of the order. Jim Edmonds is 0 for 3 with 1 strikeout and a run. And here is the pitch. And here is the pitch. 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a blank. 6-4, column 4, row 6, sorry. That's going to be a fly ball back that'll roll in. So on the batter card, it's the same thing. We'll look to the left-handed side of the slash. Jack is a left-handed pitcher. And that'd be 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. That's going to bring up Drew Mercakis. He's batting a .500, and here is the pitch. 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a blank. 6-1, column 6, row 1. Fly ball back there to Roland. Roland goes back, makes the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. After 8, it's Giants 5, Padres 3. We go to the top of the 9th. Rich Alora, Emil Briss, and Steve Holm due up for the Giants. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Padres. And that is going to be Mike Adams. That is his card. Adams will come into the game with a 1.23 ERA. 1 win, no loss. He's pitched 7 1/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Take a look at the stats here for Heath Bell. He went 1 inning, has an ERA of a 1.13. Aaron Roland is 1 for 1 in his range plays. Eugenio Velez is 0 for 1. Tom Brokaw is 1 for 1. And Ray Doran is 0 for 1 on range plays for the Giants. So 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Giants. Let's take a look at the box score after 8 had been played here at Petco Park. Scoreless from 4th onwards, the Giants scored a run in the first and 4 in the third. 5 runs on 3 hits. The Padres scored only 3 runs in the second, 3 runs on 3 hits. Rich Alora due up. He's 1 for 3, 6 hits between both teams. 1 for 3 with a double, a strikeout, a run, and 3 RBIs on the day. Here's the pitch to Alora, who's going to take the hit. 2-6, column 2, row 6. Strikeout plus on a 1-18. That is a 10. Struck him out. Emil Briss, 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and an RBI. He is going to take the hit. And that's going to be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4. That is a blank. Briss, 4-4. Column 4, row 4. Ground ball down the third baseline to Helly. He'll make the catch. And that will put 2 away. Steve Holm, 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Holm going to take the hit. 4-3, column 4, row 3, strikeout on a 1-10. The 12 is too high. 6-6, column 6, row 6, fly ball back there to Mercakis. He's going to make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors as the Giants retire the Padres in order. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Adrian Gonzalez, Chase Headley, and Judy Gurrick due up for the Padres. They're down by 2. It's 2 to tie, 3 to win. And with that, Jack is done. So, and with that, there is only one choice. They are going to bring in Brian Wilson for the save. That is his card. Brian Wilson will come into the game with a 7.20 ERA. He's got 1 win and 2 losses, 1 save. He's pitched 5 innings, allowed 9 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks. One change they are going to make. Durham is out at second base. And they're going to bring in Ivan. Ivan is going to come in, so he's going to play at second. They are not going to do a double switch there. Taking a look at the stats for Jack. He went 1 inning, has an ERA of a 6.0. 3, 4, and 5, the heart of the lineup for the Padres. Adrian Gonzalez 0 for 3, and here is the pitch. 4-5, column 4, row 5. That's going to be a walk on a 1 to 10. That is a 4, and we're going to lead off with a walk by Gonzalez. So Gonzalez will trot on down to first, and that's going to bring up Chase Headley. Headley, here's the pitch. 2-5, column 2, row 5, hit by pitch on a 1 to 13. That is a 13. Wilson will add a 3 to that. And that puts runners on first and second. Judy Gurritt, here's the pitch. Infield double play depth, no strategy. The reason there is no strategy, we take the difference in the score with it being a 2. We add it to the inning we're in. We're in the 9th. So 2 plus 9 equals 11. And if the number you get is higher than 10, there is no strategy. 3-5, column 3, row 5. That is a walk plus on a 1 to 20. That is 2. And that'll load the bases. Josh Broad, 0 for 2 with a walk, 2 strikeouts and a run. And here is the pitch. He's a switch hitter, 5-3, column 5, row 3. Strikeout plus on a 1 to 17. That is a 17. It is in range. Struck him out! And that puts one away. Collie Green is 1 for 3 with a double, a strikeout, and 2 RBIs. The pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Petco Park. 3-3, column 3, row 3. Ground ball to Burris. He'll make the catch. Are they going to try to score the runner? Yes, they are. Well, will the defense go for the double play? They are going to go for the double play. And with that, it's a 2. That's going to be a 5. And the runner, the roll, here's how the thing works. If the roll is greater, runner on third, greater than the base run rating, it's a force out. So Gonzalez is forced out at home. He's going to go to home. Ochoa throws it to home. He'll force him out. And that is going to move Hadley to third. And Gurritt gets on, and that is going to load the bases up. Iguchi 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He's going to take the hit. Here's the pitch. Padres down to the last out. 1-4, column 1, row 4. Possible error on a throw. 2-2, column 2, row 2. Line drive to Alora. Error ranges on a 1 to 11. That is a 6. The ball caught. Error only if runners are on in less than 2 outs. It's a throwing error. Trying to double up. No error, then double up the closer. It's no error. So ball caught. Error only if there are runners on in less than 2 outs. We do have 2 outs, so no error there. And that is the ball game. And the Giants will split the series. It's 5 to, they'll win it. 5-3. No runs, no hits, and no errors. The Padres leave it loaded. Final line score coming right up. So the Giants defeat the Padres. Final score of 5-3. 5 runs on 3 hits and no errors. The Padres 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. Tim Lincecum will pick up his second win. Chris Young picks up his first loss, and Brian Wilson picks up his second save. Taking a look at the stats here, Tim Lincecum will get the win. He went 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, and ERA of a 2.57. Chris Young, who will get the loss, he went 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch, and ERA of a 3.41. Brian Wilson gets his second save. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a 6.0. And Mike Adams, the last pitcher up for the Padres, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 strikeout, only an ERA of a 1.08. So that is going to do it for us here at Petco Park, as the San Francisco Giants will improve to 7-16, and the San Francisco Giants improved to 7-16, and the Padres will go to 16-7. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile, and remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scooney 007, and we'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone.